Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining us from today. I hope everyone's having a fantastic week so far. To make sure you can see and hear us, find the chat, let us know where you're joining from today. We have an awesome topic planned for you all today, and we're going to be diving into in just a few moments. But if this is your first time joining any of our digital events, welcome. We host webinars, roundtables, workshops, onboarding days to share some insightful and actionable information with the SEO community, helping make sure you get the most out of our tools and hopefully give you some takeaways to help you increase traffic to your website. Today's presentation will last around 40 to 50 minutes. Just want to remind everyone, don't hesitate to write your questions in the chat. We'll do the best to address them typically at the end of the call or today's webinar. We'll send you a replay of this presentation, and the topics today is SEO in the automotive industry. To kick things off, my name's Travis Mraz. I'm a customer success manager here at SEO Ranking, focused on our North American markets, helping drive customers onboarding, adoption, utilization of our platforms, and really all things SEO. With me today, I have Tom Winter. If you want to say hi and give us a short intro of yourself.
Hey, Travis, thank you for the invite. I'm really pumped to have the webinar here. I'm Tom Winter. I'm the founder at SEOwind.io, which is an AI writing tool that focuses on the research part to deliver the context AI to make it better. I'm in SEO for the last decade or even more. So hopefully to share with you as much knowledge and impactful things that you can implement the next day throughout the webinar. Thanks, Travis.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. And before we jump into anything, just who SEO Ranking is we're an SEO toolkit for agencies and in-house professionals driving SEO through their organizations. We specialize in things of being a complete SEO kit, really specializing in growing our data sources, and then collaborative features for all things SEO. With that, I'll hand it over to Tom to take over. And I hope you enjoy the information he has to share today.
So thanks a lot and welcome everybody to all the places that you're tuning in from. It's great to have you. Today's webinar is about automotive SEO, how to dominate your neighborhood and get more clients. This because basically getting more clients is every marketing team dream. It doesn't matter if you use SEO or any other channel, like you basically need to focus on the end result, which is getting more clients. And this is what we will be talking today about. So this is the agenda for today. So I will start with how car buyers shop today. This is the first thing that I will mention. Then I will share with you 5 tactics to win over Google. So I will talk about local SEO. Then I would go through content that sells cars. Then I would go through technical SEO simplified, so just to give you information like how to approach it. Then I'll go to digital PR and link building. And the 5th point, which is, of course, like AI, because everybody is talking about AI right now. So I will show you a couple of ways that you can use AI in this process. As the 3rd thing that I will talk about, which is like how it all comes together. So I will show you some case study to show you how it looks like from the data perspective. So let's start with the first thing, how car buyers shop today and what that means for you. So basically, to give you some data that I gathered from Forrester, so 55 to 60% of car shoppers begin their journey online. So this is exactly where they start to look for. I believe that that might be a number that is even higher than that, because the first thing that we do when it comes to looking for cars, we just go online and we check like what is what. So we compare things together just to find the ideal car that we are looking for. 30% of consumers plan to purchase their next vehicle entirely online. And this is something that we can see that throughout the last couple of years, it changes. This number grows dramatically and it grows up. So basically Tesla started with the whole online process of buying journey, which they implemented, but all the rest of vendors, they started to go after that. So they're turning the whole process into online. Right now, according to Forrester, it's about 30%, but this, you can bet on that this number will grow. So it will turn into more percentage that will basically go through the whole process online. And then 80% of car buyers use online video during the purchase journey. Why? Because they want to understand how the car that they will be buying, how it looks like, the interior, the exterior. And from the perspective of video, they can see a lot more. So this is very important when it comes to SEO in buying journey of cars. By 2025, so basically this year, online sales are projected to account for 26% of total used cars transactions. So like when it comes to used cars, you can also see the tendency of buying the cars online. This definitely grows. Buyers are searching like this. So basically, if I give you some examples how people are looking for cars, it's like used SUV in a specific city or best hybrid for snow, not just your name. So it's not that the brand that you're building of the dealership that you have makes a lot of sense. Like branding is very important, just so we understand each other. But also you have to rank for additional keywords that are something that we call as SEOs long tail keywords that focus on a specific problem or specific area. And this is where you can actually work what you can work with. But the problem is that 75% of dealerships' websites fail to rank for that, for non-branded keywords. So it's not, if it's not your dealership, then you probably don't rank for that. And this is something that you should look at. But the biggest problem and the biggest myth that we see among dealerships that we can't compete with big guys, like because they have different budgets, like they do a lot more. So we definitely can compete with the OEMs on this specific market. Google only shows AutoTrader, Cars.com, or maybe like OEMs, which I believe it's not true, because this is the reality is that you can dominate local search if you play the right game. Because from Google's perspective, what Google wants and always wanted, and right now they're getting better and better with that, is to show the most helpful and relevant answer. That can be you, basically. So this is exactly how we can approach it, because when we're looking at selling of cars, we can look at it from a local perspective. Although I know that buyers often are willing to travel, I don't know, 300 kilometers, maybe 400 kilometers, which would be like 200 to 300 miles to actually buy a car from their dreams. And we can think about selling cars as a local experience, but the local is a little bit wider than we're looking at hairdressers or anything else that we actually call local. So it's not a restaurant that has a parameter of like 2 kilometers like that the person can drive to. We can actually look at local from the perspective of a city, maybe state even. If you're in Europe, like this would be like 200, 300 kilometers, as I said. And we can actually dominate that. We can win with bigger guys by focusing on something more specific. So let's go into the tactics. These are the 5 tactics that I want to share with you. So the first one is local SEO, dominate your backyard. So this is exactly where you can shine. So optimize, like it always starts with optimizing Google Business Profile. So if you have the Google Business Profile, you have to optimize it to the most, like the highest extent possible. So always, when you're working with customers, ask them for reviews. That's extremely important. The more reviews you have, we all walk with our phones and we check like, oh, what are the reviews of this dealer, that dealer, this dealer? We check which one do we want to go to. It's the same with restaurants, exactly the same. All of you, like I bet that when you want to go to a restaurant, you're looking at your phone and you're checking, okay, this has a rating of 4.5, I'm going in because I like something that is already reviewed. With dealership, it works the same. So basically, the more reviews you have, the good ones, of course, the better. If you have some bad reviews, you can also work on removing them. That's also possible. So like figure it out how to do it and try to remove them, but you have to fill them out to the extent possible. So add images, add working hours, encourage Q&A and reviews. So basically add as many features that they provide as possible, because this is really important. Ensure NAP, consistency. So basically name, address, phone across many directories, because you can have more than one dealership. And this is extremely important to optimize this. This is the starting point of every local business. Create local landing pages. So assuming that you have your own page, what you can start with is actually creating local landing pages that would point to a specific place in the world that is your sales area. So basically, for example, building location-specific pages like used SUVs Los Angeles, or car financing Chicago, or best SUVs in London, or something connected to that, like maybe connected to a problem or something, but adding the name. I know it sounds ridiculous that we're in 2025 and we're still going after name of the keyword and adding a city, but that works. Like really, it's worth. You can add also to these pages maps and local language, which is extremely important to actually have the local language. Add customer reviews, because these are the trust signals, especially like customers from this dealership that is in this area, because that will help you out. So you can create these locations for every single dealership that you have, and that works. And this is a variety of keyword and location. This is the combination, because when you're looking at OEMs, they are basically selling for the whole country. They will not go into such details. This is your field. This is your backyard that you will work with, and that will help you out to actually win the customers within the area where you're working. Second tactic, create content that sells cars. Easier said than done, but there are 3 things that you have to look at when you're looking at this perspective. So first thing is the search intent. So search intent, I'll go through every single one of them so you understand exactly what it is. Then there is deliver EAT content. I know EAT, when it comes to SEO world, is all over the place. Some of you might not even know this acronym, but I will exactly tell you what it is and how to look at it. And be smart when using AI for content. So basically, we all know that AI is there, but the question is always like how to use it and where to use it to simplify your work, not to add additional work on top of what you're doing. So let's start with the search intent. So you should understand the search intent. So I'll give you 2 examples of keywords. There is Honda Accord, which is research intent. So like if somebody is putting into Google, like, because this is what we have to look at from the search intent perspective. If somebody is putting into Google Honda Accord, we have to predict from our side, what do they want? And Google is doing that on a daily basis. So whenever somebody is putting in a keyword, like into Google, they try to predict what is the best answer based on the search intent. So they're trying to figure out what the hell this user had in their mind. What do they want to get out of the search that will resolve their problem? And then they're showing results in something that is called SERP, so search engine result page. So this is what you see Google exactly. So all the results, one under the other. Of course, we're fighting to be as high as possible. Google will show something that gives the best answer, and it's also something that it will trust. So Honda Accord, when somebody puts in that, what do they want? This is purely a keyword that is research intent. So from a perspective of a human, I don't know yet what do I want, but I want to see Honda Accord. Probably like I would assume from my perspective that I would look for the newest one, because I didn't inform Google that like I would like to look at Honda Accord from 2012. So I assume that would be the newest model possible. And I want to see like how it looks like. Maybe I want to research more in depth to understand what it is. Like, is it a sedan? Like, or like how fast it goes? Like, but this is undefined yet. The person didn't specify exactly what do they want and what do they want to do. Maybe they were just looking at like different cars and they want to compare them to each other. We don't know. But then you have like a second keyword, which is Honda Accord dealership near me, which has like far more transactional intent, and you can actually feel it. Because if you're looking for a dealership, like, and you're naming like Honda Accord dealership near me, so first of all, from Google's perspective, they have to identify where are you located. So they have to understand where are you located, and the combination of Honda Accord and dealership shows me like, okay, you're looking to buy. That's a transactional intent. So this is totally a different type of intent, but a different type of keyword. So is one better than the other? No, they're different. So we have to cover both of them, or we should actually look at both of them from our perspective, and I will show it to you like later on, just to know what is the intent. But for every single intent, there is a different content that we should show. So basically, if somebody writes in Honda Accord dealership near me, probably we actually should show them like that you can buy it. So something that shows the answer to the transactional intent. Okay, let's go further. Your site needs to serve every single stage of the funnel. And this is what I said before. So like for different types of keywords, there are different stages of the funnel. Don't focus on a few keywords. So there will be a lot less transactional keywords, and probably the fight for transactional keywords will be a lot bigger. So everybody wants to basically rank for like a transactional keyword that will bring in the sales straight away, especially like in 10 minutes. That would be perfect. But like the buyer's journey doesn't look this way. Like when a person looks for a car, they start like their journey with a general research to understand exactly what is this Honda Accord? Like, how does it look like? Or what are the cars, even like further, what are the cars that will be perfect for a family of 5? How much luggage can I put into the trunk? Or something else that will give me a broad perspective. What should I look at? And then they are going in depth into transaction. It's not that we get married on the first date. Before we get married, so before we buy a car, we actually start to date with these cars. So we actually want to learn more. We go on different dates with different cars. So we want to understand which one is the perfect for my family, maybe which one is the perfect for me, which one has the highest like acceleration speed, maybe like lowest gas consumption or something like that. But we want to first figure out which one we want, and then we fall in love with the car that we want to buy. And we want to help as dealers to be at every single stage of this journey, to let them know that we're here. You can trust us. We're giving you information on every single stage. We will deliver because we're really good with what we are doing. I'll give you one thing that you can do. Definitely, SEO ranking is the tool that will help you out to figure out the keywords at different stages. And I think it's like really an amazing tool. So use it for this specific reason. But if you want, I can actually also create you a gap analysis of keywords that you might go after. But just DM me on LinkedIn if you want. So let's start with geo-targeting content examples. So best family SUVs for Chicago winter. So this is one of the ways to look at it on top of the funnel. So basically, when we're looking at the top of the funnel, there's like top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel. Bottom of the funnel is close to sales. Middle of the funnel is consideration, but we don't know yet. Top of the funnel is what we're looking at right now. So basically something, most of it, something that we are just exploring the topic. Used all-wheel drive cars under 25K in Denver. That's probably somewhere closer to mid of the funnel keyword. Top-rated hybrids for LA traffic. That's, again, something that we can look at top of the funnel. Top of the funnel keyword. So then we have deliver EAT content. What EAT stands for? Because like for every single part of this funnel, so when we're looking at top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel, we should always focus on EAT. EAT means bringing in value that people are looking for. This is simplified, but let me go over that. So the first E stands for experience. So show you do this every day, because people want to trust you because you have experience. Like a lot of dealerships that I see, they use, for example, videos, because they can talk about exactly what do they do in their mechanics, or how do they show and unpack the car. Or like when a new model comes in, they actually do a video around the car. Will it be as perfect as the videos from OEMs? No, it will not. Does it matter? No, it will not, because you're showing yourself. You're showing that you have this experience. It's not the experience of Honda, Jaguars, and so on. You're showing you're the person that you need to work with because we have experience. I'm the person that will greet you when you walk into the dealership. And I know exactly, because I went through this whole process of selling the car and you buying the car many times. So show this real customer stories, before and after photos, like something that people can grasp, because Google also likes it, because people want to read it. Whenever they read it, something like that, and they see videos, this is a stopper, like for a human, eye stopper. So like something that increases something that we call in SEO dwell time. So basically, the person will spend a little bit more time on your page when looking at it. And when they spend more time, that's an indicator for Google that your content is good, because they actually spend there more. How will Google know that you spend more time there? Because they will not go back to Google and not search again for the same term, looking for a second thing. So if they go back to Google and put in Honda Accord, that means they didn't got an answer on your page. Or if they spent like 30 seconds on your page and then went back to Google, that's a clear indicator that the knowledge that you're selling is not there. So like the things that helps people with going through the process, which is like extremely, extremely important. The second E stands for expertise. Make your team the trusted source. So if you're creating any articles on any models of the cars, articles can be, they can show certified sales reps or finance pros, share team bios with qualifications, how many years of experience. So anything that can show that they are the people that you should see the expertise from what they're sharing. You can share some tech tips from ASE, certified mechanics, or anything else. There will be slight overlap in EAT factors, so don't worry. This is a general term that you have to look at. So then there is authoritativeness. So prove you're respected, not just listed. So this is really important because you're building a profile of your brand out there. In SEO, what we were saying before is links really matter. So like outgoing links, backlinks from trusted sources really matter. They still matter, but what I believe matters also is brand mentions. So if somebody knows your brand, not only the OEM brand, but also your dealership. So the more people will put in your dealership into Google, the more people will visit your Google profile, the better, because that proves that people are looking for you. And if they are looking for you, Google will also trust you more and will tell, like from their perspective, that you're an authoritative source of data and information. So share industry awards, accreditations, press mentions, even do guest articles, or even like maybe sometimes like sponsorship works. Let's go further. And the last letter stands for T, so EEAT stands for trustworthiness. So it removes doubt, builds confidence in people that you're the trusted source, that they will help you, like you will help the people with not only making the decision, but going through the whole process. So for example, transparent pricing will help you out, warranty information, return policies, verified reviews with responses. So if you have any reviews in Google profile, also respond to them. Like, so thank people. That will all help you out. Fast and secure site with visible contact information and a map, for example, and no pressure promises or financing clarity. You can also look at EAT from different levels. One is the brand. This is what I went through mostly within these couple of last slides, but you can also look at a granular level of content, so a specific page. So look at it, if you're creating a page or a specific article that deals with best SUVs for Chicago winters, you have to go into data to show this EAT factor, so like trustworthiness and all other factors that I just talked about. Then build content basically that converts. Like this is the funnel strategy that I was talking about earlier. So first we start with top of the funnel, then we go to middle of the funnel. So tofu, mofu, bottom of the funnel, which is BOFU. These are defining names that we use in marketing, but they are meant to go after different types of queries on different stages of the buyer's journey. Of course, that's very simplified, but we can go after this way. You should cover all of them. Also, TOFU, so top of the funnel keywords and articles, which, for example, should I get a hybrid, plug-in hybrid, or electric car? This is a typical top of the funnel article. Will not convert. The closer to the bottom of the funnel, the more conversion you will get from there. But as I said, everybody is fighting for bottom of the funnel, but the journey starts on the top of the funnel. So first, like, to know your brand, it's really good also to rank for top of the funnel keywords that will introduce you. Basically, it will be the first date that you have with this customer that will show you specific information about your brand, and will be the first date. So the SEO strategy, an example for that would be electric versus hybrid. What's the best for specific city driving? Go, attract, and educate, and actually meet. As I said, the SEO strategy would be target, informational, and local intent keywords. So anything that is specific for this specific niche. So hybrid versus electric for London, like which one would you prefer? Use FAQ, and how to FAQ is frequently asked questions, and how to schema to grab featured snippets. I will talk about it a little bit later. Internal link to service pages. So like these are like, if you will get these articles and they will start ranking, you can also drive internal links to specific pages that are more sales. So something that is bottom of the funnel. And this is what it should look like. So if you're looking for, should I get a hybrid, plug-in hybrid, or a plug-in hybrid or electric car, probably I would mention some of the types of cars, and then I would link directly to more sales pages. So I would try to push people through the funnel to get it. Add media, charts, videos to boost engagement. So like the more people will spend time on these pages, the better. Use AI to summarize pros, cons from real reviews. And that's really, really important. So these are top of the funnel content types. I gave you a couple of ideas. So you can go after educational blog posts. So for example, hybrids versus electric cars, what better for a specific city? You can go for comparisons posts. So for example, SUV versus crossover, what's the right for you? So these are another one. The third one is guides. So beginner's guide to buying a used car. As an example, this is something that you can cover. Then you have explainers and how-tos. So what is regenerative braking, or how to choose the right car for a growing family. And then there are seasonal tips. So winter car preps checklist per city. So you can look at these specific types. I gave you a couple of ideas how you can go after top of the funnel keywords. Then we have MOFU, so middle of the funnel. So it's like closer to sales. So content that converts for this stage would be an example, top 5 used SUVs under 30K in a specific city. Because we are looking at people that are already considering, okay, I have a budget of 30K. What kind of cars can I look at? And you can actually show people like what you can do within this budget. These are people that are already considering something. They don't know yet what are they considering, but this can help them out to make a decision. And of course, you are there to help people out. So the SEO strategy for that is use long tail keywords. So keywords with more words in it that specify a specific thing, like best SUVs under 30K in a specific city, because that will help you out. Like, of course, use the local pricing for that. So if you're in a specific country with a specific price, specific currency, use this currency. Structure content as a ranked list with internal links to your inventory to actually push people even further to the bottom of the funnel pages. Add product and review schema to each vehicle type, and include decision-making criteria. So like mileage, all-wheel drive, fuel economy, whatever you see, like how many seats you have. Basically, think like a user. If you're talking to the customers, you know what kind of questions do they have. So use these questions that they're asking every single day, put them in, because these are the questions that are golden. These are the questions that people have. These are the content types that I see for MOFU content. So best of all lists. So top 5 used SUVs under 30K. Then there are inventory showcases with storytelling. So 5 reliable family cars in our last lot this month. Like, so basically something with a story that you can go after. Then there are customer stories and testimonials. Why Sarah chose a hybrid from this dealership. Like, so something that is more connected to other people's story, like how did they went through the whole process. Then buyer's guides, what to look for in a used truck or how to finance your next car, options explained. So this is something that already people are considering, like specific problems that they have, and they are looking how to solve them. And this is, again, something that you can work with. And then there are car comparisons. So this versus that, or even triplets. So this versus that versus that. Like, so you can compare like 3 cars together, Toyota RAV4 versus Honda CR-V, which one wins, and so on. Best AW the sedans for winter 2025. So these are types of content that you can go after. When you're creating such content, like I've talked with my friend Dane Saville from Search Lab, just preparing for this webinar, and they work with a lot of dealers around the world. What he said to me is very important. When you're creating any kind of content, like first of all, it has to be screenable. So when you're looking at this content, it has to be easy to read and easy to find specific things. So add images, because we, as the buyers of cars, we want to see images. We want to see what we're buying. If you would just write text, like I will skip this page, I'll go somewhere else. But when you're talking about interior, for example, just show the interior, which is like really important, because like I'm looking at the interior, I'm buying with my eyes. The text is fine. If you will tell me about like the type of leather that you have, really cool, but like I'm buying with my eyes. Like, it would be best if I could touch it, but if I can't touch it, I want to at least see it. So I want to see how the interior looks like. If you can do a video of the interior to show the people so they feel how is it inside, even if you will just use your camera in your mobile, like it's enough, because you will do like a screen through the whole car. If you're doing comparisons like tables like that I'm showing you here, add it. Like, just people like to compare things together and make it easy to read visually. It has to be appealing. So they have to understand the logic behind what you're writing. Don't write for the sake of writing, because that makes no sense. And put things together. Like, that's why I just talked with Search Lab, because they're working on daily basis with dealers around the world, and they're doing a hell of a job. So content that converts strategy. And then, like, right now, let's go to the bottom of the funnel. I know everybody wants to go only for the bottom of the funnel, because this is the place where it converts directly to sales. But here, if you don't have the relationship that you built before, if you don't have a way to build connection, this is the date where you propose to the seller. So I don't think most of the users are ready to do it straight out of the box. But of course, there are. This is the place that converts. Like, you're driving from all others. So top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, to bottom of the funnel keywords and bottom of the funnel pages to push and squeeze through the sales. So the SEO strategy for that is target transactional branded location keywords. Location is the keyword that you should focus on, because you will not win with OEM at the level of the country. So why your dealership is the best place to buy used Corolla in a specific city. Like, this is an example of content that might work. Or something that encourages people to visit your dealership, because like we have these Corollas. Showcase inventory, reviews, CTAs, and maps. Like, just actually show people what they can buy, so they can understand, if they go into your dealership, how they can convert and how they can buy straight away, because people don't want to wait. Of course, some of the people will want to personalize the car and will be willing to wait half a year. That's okay. We also want these customers, but some of them will want to buy right now. And if they want to buy right now, they need to know that you have the car. And if they want to know, you have to let them see that you have this car right now in stock, and not to call you, because if I will be calling like 10 dealers, I will be wasting my time. I will go to the one that showed me that, look, we have this in stock. We want to show you and you can buy. Add clicks to call, book test drives, like especially really important. People like to touch. As I said, people want to have a chance to touch the car. So if you can book and simplify the whole process to touch the car, so basically book the test drive, then your sales team can take over and can do their job. Use their AI to rewrite listings, descriptions, and make it more local. Both content types. So basically landing pages to buy a specific model with a location. So buy used Toyota Corolla in a specific city. This would be one of them. Why to buy from us content. So 5 reasons to buy your next SUV from a specific dealership. So this is a kind of a content that can help you out with this journey. Then customer testimonials, videos, reviews. If you can actually record some reviews, write customer testimonials and can share it, like that this person like really liked it, they are happy with it. Maybe you can engage with them a month later because that's interesting. Virtual showrooms and live inventory updates, that which shows people what they can find inside, and that builds trust. And offer pages, so like 0% financing available until specific date, and so on. So these are all the bottom of the funnel keywords. What can we learn from the best? So if we're looking at the best on the market, like what we can learn actually. So for example, Cinch, which is like a huge website that sells cars, they do a lot of top of the funnel pages, which are, for example, best small cars for motorway driving in 2025. And they're doing a lot of that because that drives traffic. Of course, we can't go like global like Cinch, but we can go more local. So with a specific area, local area. Auto Trader, they do big category keywords. So as an example, electric cars for sale. So they build a category page which shows what are the cars that we can go after. So I worked with for a while with refine.com, which is a CMS or digital experience platform, but I prefer to call it CMS. They would hate me for that. But they work with JLR, so Jaguar and Land Rover. As far as I checked today, 98 countries that they cover. They help dealers around the world to make their pages as good as possible and help themselves. And one of the things that I was helping them with was something that is called a stock locator. Because right now we see a tendency on the market that the stocks are centralized. So for a specific country or a big area, the stocks are centralized. But what we can do, so they're not at the dealers, but they're centralized. So what we can do, we can actually show the stock what is available in a far better way. But everybody hates actually putting all the cars into the whole system. So they made it a lot faster. We made it a lot faster to be able to pull things into. So figure out which CMS are you using. If you don't have a specific one for selling cars, for example, you're using WordPress, probably it will be much, much more difficult for you to make it happen, to be able to optimize for a specific thing. I know that, for example, Refine works with car dealers and they optimize everything for car sales. This is what their bread and butter, the things that they work with, and that works. And I will show you a case study from that. So technical SEO simplified, because like when we're looking at technical SEO, like it's just like at the image, like on the right side, there's a list of 100 things that you have to look at, but I would like you to focus on main things. So accessibility, compliance. So something, if anybody has disabilities, especially sight disabilities, like your page should be optimized for people with sight disabilities, because about 20% of people do have sight disabilities. And the one that you should really care about is Google. They don't have eyes. They actually check it from the perspective of wave. So focus on that. Understanding the context. So be able to make pages that are contextual, make pages based on specific keyword research. So we can use, for example, SE ranking to find the keywords that you want to go after and be very specific. Don't try to gamble with keywords. There are tools like SE rankings that you can actually check what kind of keywords you should go after. country, language specific. So like that's really important. Original source also. The thing that you should look at is Core Web Vitals. Although Google doesn't look at it directly, but your page should load fast. Easy as that. Because why? Even if Google doesn't look at it, if a page loads in 10 seconds, I'll go back to Google and it will search again for something else. That is an indicator for Google that your page is too slow or something. I didn't get the information that I wanted on your page. So your page should definitely load fast. Schema markup. Schema markup is the thing that you see on the page. Like actually you don't see on the page, but this is kind of like translation of what you see as a human on the page to a language that is easier for crawlers, so for Google, to understand exactly what they see. How schema markup looks like. On the left side, you will see, for example, this is exactly what we worked with Refine. A page that is visible for a human. On the right side, this is the schema markup. So like everything that is defined. So what is the URL? What is the name? What is the fuel type? What is the model? What is the color? And as you can see, it's very simplified for the crawler to understand exactly what they see. So it's very simple. Okay, digital PR and link building. So you have to build links and create digital PR to get people to know you. The more people will put in your dealer's name, the better for you, because Google will think like, okay, they know what they're doing. People know them. So that makes sense to drive traffic there. The same goes with links that are going from outside. Also, you can figure out like internal links. So think about, as I mentioned, like from top of the funnel to middle of the funnel to bottom of the funnel, you can link these pages and drive people within your page. So like don't leave any pages orphans, like that nothing links to them, because crawlers will not go there and they're not accessible for anybody. Backlinks are really important. And PR, like you can also guest post on different pages. Like if you have specific pages that talk about cars, you can actually go there and also propose them. We want to write about this model that just came out, which is amazing. Can we help you out with that? Buying backlinks. I'm not a big fan. They can cost from $100 to several $1,000s per backlink. Not always work, but definitely it's worth to add backlinks to your page because that builds authoritiveness. AI and SEO, unfair advantage. So first of all, like whenever you're using AI, you have to have a clear objective. What do you want? If you're leaving that to AI, it will not work out. You have to understand what you're doing. Use cyborg methods, something that I believe in. So human working with AI together, not against each other. They help each other in the process. You talk to the customers. You have a lot of experience with the dealership. You have so much knowledge that AI doesn't, and you can add it there. You can also check after AI to make it better. Verify. AI is just there to help you out. You are making the final decisions. If you expect to do it with one click of a button, like stop doing that, makes no sense. This is the corporation. It will not take over. You have to work with it. Feed it with context. So your brand voice, your expertise, your goals, like add information that it needs to make decisions. So if you're thinking about AI, you have to think about it from the perspective, what would my colleague, a human colleague, need to make this decision? So like you have to provide the same information to AI. Don't make space for AI to imagine and go creative and go wild, because it will. Test, iterate, and experiment. Use AI workflows and AI agents. Like this is for advanced usage, so you can use make.com, for example. I will not go for that because we don't have enough time. 3 smart ways to use AI for automotive. So as I said, I'm a founder at SEOwind.io. We create content. We help to create content that is valuable according to EEAT rules that I told you about earlier. This is our process of creating content. At multiple stages, we get additional context. So we go to different sources to pull the data, for example, about a specific model, just to understand exactly what we need when we're writing the articles. But this is our process. It's like extremely complicated. You will not be able to copy it directly. So use some specialized tools. If you're using and writing content, for example, use specialized tools that will help you out to create content that is valuable, not fluff. Because if you will go directly to vanilla LLMs, so basically ChatGPT, Claude, and so on, it will try to generate content, but don't use AI as a search engine. A second way to use AI is images. As I said, images are very, very important, because if you can't touch the car, you want to at least to see it. You can make photos in your dealership, but you can also use some tools that will help you to get the photos that you want. There are specialized tools in AI that will help you to get AI images into the content that you're doing. AI for SEO optimized car descriptions at scale. So basically something that will help you out with creating descriptions that are important for a specific model. Use AI, but provide the context that it needs to boost SEO and save time. Everybody hates, as humans, creating these descriptions. So use AI to help you out with that. How it all comes together, case study. I promised a case study, so I wanted to show you. So the challenge, JLR and Inchcape. So Inchcape is one of the biggest resellers out there in the world. And JLR is Jaguar Land Rover. They did a case study on Polish market where they showed how to JLR tripled organic traffic and increased conversions and engagement in Poland. So basically what they did, the problem that they had is stock was scattered across dealers' websites. Poor SEO structure, thin content, and no centralized strategy. No visibility for non-branded searches. So what we did there to help out with everything, use real inventory as SEO content, build centralized keyword optimized landing pages, leverage local dealers' data to win the geo search. So basically, using stock locator, we combine, like they Refine and Inchcape, like they combine inventory plus SEO plus local focus to increase traffic and leads. So basically they built a stock locator platform that aggregated listings from all JLR retailers. So from all Jaguar Land Rover retailers, created landing pages for every location and car category based on real-time inventory. So basically they were showing exactly what is available because people wanted to buy it. And they structured content around user's intent. So use Land Rover Evoque near me, electric Jaguar SUV for sale in a specific city. And this is the whole thing that was used using stock locator to understand what is available where, to be able to increase the traffic. Applied schema markup, optimized internal linking, so all the links inside the page, and mobile speed improvements, which was really important to work on these core web vitals. So here are the results. 3 times more traffic from non-branded search terms, over 600 qualified leads a month via organic traffic alone, and 100 backlinks generated to different pages, all powered by real inventory, smart content, and local SEO at scale. Thanks a lot. If you want to talk about anything, you can find me on LinkedIn. Travis, you can come back on stage. And if you have any questions, please let me know.
Perfect. Thank you, Tom. That was super insightful. And now I think I want to go try to maybe buy a car and see what pops up. So thank you. Yeah, I guess like as far as questions in the Q&A, I'll start here. Wait. How do we find proper transactional intent?
So one thing is the intuition. The second thing, you can use tools like SE ranking. Like I think you can actually gather these keywords to see what is the type of the intent. And definitely they're navigational, they're transactional, commercial, and educational, right? So these are the 4 types of content that you would have. When it comes to educational, from the SEO perspective, I would say they're almost dead because AI overviews took them over. 90% of educational keywords, you will see AI overviews around the globe. Like if you're in Europe, if you're in the States, they will be taken over. And we can see, like from SEO perspective, a huge drop in traffic from that. But definitely you can divide these, like using tools like SE ranking, to understand exactly what is the type of intent. And the other way of doing that, if you don't see such a like dividing, it's looking at CPC, so cost per click. So we're using actually the data from Google Ads, so something that we pay for, to understand what is the value of the keyword. So how much people are willing to pay, to get a click. So how much they are willing to pay Google if their ads are on top. And we have such data in SE ranking, so we can actually sort them by like from the highest to lowest, and we see like, okay, probably that's an assumption, that's a hypothesis. The more people are willing to buy for a click, the higher is the possibility that is a transactional keyword.
Nice. Perfect. And then from Jacob, since people often travel great distances to find the car that they want, how can they balance the local SEO tactics with the broader strategies to compare both like local and national audiences?
So basically, this is what I started with. Like when you're looking at local search, when it comes to automotives, like the local search is not that local. So people are willing to travel even like 400 kilometers if they know that they will get their dream car there. So this is why we wanted to show actually specific cars in stock, like because that drives conversions. Like think about it, like if I'm looking for a car and I'm telling you about my experience, I'm thinking about specific cities that I'm willing to drive through to get these cars. Like, so I will look at the map and say like, okay, I will go to London, but I will not drive to Brighton. So I would actually look at specific cities and then focus in local search on specific cities where you have dealerships. People are not stupid. They know that if they live in a village, there will be no dealer there. So they will look at the closest big city and they will be willing to drive there. But they will also like look at other cities around it. So like if they're willing to drive to Manchester, then probably they will also like write in and check like Manchester. If you can gather, if you have like a couple of businesses like working together as a dealerships, you can show the stock and show like on the map, for example, which is like a really cool thing that you can do. Like the cars that are available are within this range, and then show where are specific cars there. It's not up to you how far they are willing to go. It's up to them, but you have to be clear with showing them where these cars are. So I would think about it from this perspective. It's local, not local, but still, I think you can win as a dealership with OEM, like at a local, kind of local. So as I said, state, vodership, or like even broader, people are willing to drive to get a dream car.
Perfect. And then from Drive Auto Group, it goes, what is the suggestions for finding relevant non-branded keywords with enough traffic to make them worth targeting?
Definitely, again, I will go to SE ranking. Like you can do it. It's all about creativity. Like, so what I like to do, I like to look at my competition and I like to see what they are doing, what is driving traffic there. When you find like one idea, then you go to more ideas. I showed on my presentation tofu, mofu, bofu ideas. These are like the types of ideas, and then the journey starts. Like, so it can help you out to get the initial ideas, but always check in SE ranking on or any other tool, like is there a search volume behind it? Because if you're the only person in the world that is searching for a specific term in a specific way, you'll be the only one that will land on this page. So you have to look at it from the perspective of search. So are people searching it? The good thing from the perspective of Google that I see in a trend in the last 2 years, Google search, like the whole search area transitions into more conversational way. And also Google understands it from the more conversational perspective. And this is what we also see from LLMs, because people are starting to search with AI, and they start to say it in more conversational way. So basically, as I would talk to another human. So instead of writing SUV London, I would say like, what would be the SUV to drive in London? So like these are the differences in the way people start to search, like because this is more conversational.
Perfect. And then the final question in the chat currently is from Ron. To what extent do aspects like site speed, mobile friendliness, and structured data impact a dealership's SEO performance? And how do you make sure that they are optimized for improved UX and rankings?
It does have an impact, but to an extent. So like if your page, I will give you an example. If your page loads in 2 seconds and you want to increase the speed by 25%, which would mean like you will load it in 1.5 seconds, it makes no difference. It's acceptable. Nobody will see that. But if you have a page that loads in 10 seconds and you, again, like increase the speed in by 25%, so you increase it to 7.5, that will have a tremendous change because people are not willing to wait. Of course, you can say Google is not looking at Core Web Vitals anymore. They backed out from that. Potentially they did, but users didn't. So if I go to a specific page and it doesn't load and I have to wait and it doesn't work, like I will go back to Google and I will not find like another dealer. So that has a huge impact. But you don't have to look at it from the perspective it has to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. You have to be in like top 20%, and that's good enough. Like because going to be being perfect will take you 80% of work more than just going into like 80%. So if your page loads in 3 seconds, you can do it. What I really recommend looking at Refine, for example, or you can use like different CMSs that are basically something that already has hosting inside. Just take it out of your plate. Like use something that it already optimizes it, and you don't have to figure out like how is it hosted, like how to make it faster. Like this is the problem that I see with dealers that have WordPress, because WordPress websites tend to grow and tend to be like more bulky and like slows down like every so often. So, and you have to figure out like at each thing that you mentioned, so like this schema markup for a specific thing, how to do it, or you have to find the plugin and you have to work on every single thing. So I would recommend to use some kind of a CMS that is optimized for car dealers, because there's a couple of them on the market and they provide hosting. It's far simpler, far cheaper, in my opinion, to use them. It's important for it to perform and for Google to understand your page. That's why schema markup, for example, in my opinion, it's still important. Not as important as it was like 2 years ago, but still very, very important.
Cool. Perfect, Tom. Well, that's all the questions in the Q&A. So I want to say thank you for your time. And before everyone falls off here, I have some closing points just from the SE ranking side of things. But thank you again, Tom. Super insightful from my end. And I'm definitely going to go to some different clients of mine that are auto dealers or agencies focused on auto dealers and share this presentation. So thank you.
Thanks a lot. That was really amazing to share the knowledge. And if you have any questions, just find me on LinkedIn, Tom Winter, and DM me.
Cool. Thank you again, Tom. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Cheers, everybody.
Cool. Yeah. And just as far as closing points here, I have a couple last slides to cover. So if you're looking to start a trial with SE ranking, you can scan this QR code. It'll be in the follow-up on the webinar. As far as signing up for a trial, we recommend using a business email, as there's some unlocks there as far as tool features go, just experience, our understanding as SE ranking of who you are, and being able to kind of approach with a little bit more insightful and better resources and experience. If you're just learning to grow your SEO knowledge, you can always visit our academy or other resources and dive deeper, whether it's just getting started with SEO or if you're really trying to go deep, or if you're getting into industry specifics like today's webinar. And then getting started with SE ranking is just resources. If you do start up that trial, you purchase with us and you're looking to dive in, this QR code will take you directly there. And then don't forget to follow us on different things such as our podcast, so you're aware of just regular topics that are up to date. And then finally, you can follow us on the regular social medias, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or X, and just kind of find out what's going on, once again, like today's webinar. So thank you all and have a good rest of your day, and look forward to seeing some of you as people interested in the platform, or from Tom's side, if you're looking to dive a little bit deeper into